Turtle Beach just might have released the best budget gaming headset. That's the new Atlas 200s. You remember the Atlas Airs, the most stinking cozy headset I've ever used? Well, the Atlas 200s are just the budget wired version of them. Come on. Let's check this headset out. Let me go on and show you what you're gonna be getting here. Of course, we're talking about the Atlas 200s, but as you see, we're looking at the PC version. This comes in three different versions: the PC, multi-platform, and then also PlayStation. But they're all pretty much the exact same. The only difference over here on the PC version is you get this little USB adapter. So here is your headset. The PlayStation version is like white and blue, and a multi-platform, I think you have a different color variation. But the biggest difference, again, with all of these headsets being 3.5, the PC version, you get this little USB adapter, which you can plug your 3.5 into it, and then plug it into your PC. Now, this does work on every platform other than Xbox, but you really can't utilize the benefits of this. It's really just geared for PC, and we'll talk more about this throughout the video. So my reason for sharing that with you is I don't want you to get confused between the three different versions that are out there. The PlayStation version will work on Xbox and every platform. The multi-platform, again, will work on every platform. The only separating factor, again, is this dongle. At the end of the day, this is a 3.5 headset, so they're all pretty much going to work on everything, just the adapter won't. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. And y'all know I have to kick it off with comfort. And putting this headset on the scale here, wires just kind of resting back here, we're getting 269 grams. And let me tell you what, this headset is incredibly lightweight. And just for a comparison, I'm going to pull out the wireless version and show you right here. We're getting 302 grams. So again, it kind of backs up showing you how comfortable this wireless version is. But focusing on the wired one here, like, oh my gosh, it is so incredibly lightweight. But let's get into some more details here. Taking a look at these ear pads. And I first want to show you the dimensions. They're pretty much perfectly round. You can see the length. There's the width. It's pretty much a perfect circle right in the middle, and plenty of depth, if you can see that in the camera, like super deep. As far as the material, it's like that sports silky type of material, very, very plush and cozy and just lofty, right? Like you got all that depth in there. Your ears aren't going to touch the inside. This may look a little small in the camera, but as far as me, again, my ears weren't getting pinched anywhere on it. It's just, man, super plush. The inside is also that sports material as well. And if you want to change them out, which I don't think you're going to want to, they are simple. They just, again, curl around the edges right there. And you can see the pad a little bit better right now. Like, oh man, these things are like pillows, super comfortable. And that even goes up into the headband here. You see you got the little elastic bit underneath, which you can probably see more on the outside here, which is how you actually adjust it right down there. Then you can pull a little bit tighter or make it a little bit looser on both sides. And as far as a headband, you have that floating headband design and this little mesh bit, which it's probably more or less cosmetic. As you see, it just kind of covers it. If that elastic bit was right there, that'd kind of just be it. It probably just holds it in on these sides right there. Now, as far as your ear pads, you don't have the full swivel like those floating ear cups like we saw in the wireless version, but they do go in and out, plenty bit right there. And then as far as adjustability, again, it's very flexible headset, so you can really maneuver it around a whole lot. But again, the difference is with the wireless version, you all remember it was held on by the elastic, and the ear cups just kind of float around wherever you want. So I really like this design. I understand we're talking budget here, so we don't have that, but I don't really think it interferes too much. So after looking over the comfort of this headset, like there's no denying it's stinking cozy hands down. But I understand your concern when you're looking at a budget product and you're looking at all this plastic. Well, number one, the wireless version is pretty much all plastic as well. So the build quality, I don't think it's really a concern. Like, I'm twisting this thing completely up here. And I know a lot of you in the comments say, well, who's really going to do this? Well, nobody's going to. But what you're going to do is constantly take it off and put it on over and over and over. And that's why I do this. I want to see, hey, is there a weak point here? This is the first time I ever do this. And if mine breaks, I want it to break, and I want to be able to show you that. Right? I don't do this beforehand. It's like, oh, this is how I'm going to do it on film. No, I get on here live with you guys, twist it up, shake it up, bounce it around, and if it breaks, we're going to see it together, and you're going to see a weak point. But again, with my extensive time using this headset, or heck, doing this right here, I don't get worried about it. Again, you don't got a notch out here. Your ear cup, if you can see it right there, is actually around that bracket inside. So if you by chance drop this headset, it's really not something you got to worry about. I think the only thing you have to worry about with this headset is the attached cable. I wish this cable was detachable. But at the end of the day, the comfort and the build of this headset is just fantastic for a budget headset. Like, oh my gosh, I can fall asleep with these things on. So how about features and functions on this budget gaming headset? Well, we all know that's the area where it's gonna lack since it's budget, but it is a 3.5 headset, and the cool thing about that, it's just gonna work on any device with a 3.5 port. Plug it into your controller on your Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, whatever, it's going to work. As far as on the headset controls, is just a volume wheel. Tops that out to highest, bottoms down at the lowest, but it does have some nice, decent little tension in there, so I don't think you get any accidental rolls. But again, that's the only controls on the headset, other than your flip down to active microphone and flip up to mute. And you also have this little windscreen on it right there. We're gonna do this microphone test in a second via 3.5 and USB just to hear the difference. But this is the core difference, again, with features and functions, which I'm also gonna show you with the mic test. So now I wanna go in and give you that microphone test. And I'm also gonna show you what features you're gonna get with that USB dongle, as that's how you're hearing the microphone right now. I'm also gonna give you a 3.5 microphone test as well. But first off, with the USB connected, I'm gonna show you the software on the PC. But a couple things I wanna point out about this microphone. So as you see, this is the down position. This is as far down as it goes. Kind of annoying because it's right here in my vision. Like, I just see it right there. Kind of annoying. I wish it went a little bit lower. And if I try to mold it in a bit more, it almost tries to bounce right back out. As far as muting it, then you flip it right back down. If there's any noise, I don't know, we can test that together in here. And by the way, as far as my environment, it's just a standard game room. Got some pictures hanging up. I don't have any sound dampening in this room. I have a ceiling fan running, a fan running down there, a fan running on my light, and my PC chugging. So again, I got some extra noise in here, but as far as the room itself, echo and stuff, it's a standard game room, so you can get that real raw feedback. But anyways, let me go and swing you over to the PC, show you the software that you get access to with the USB dongle, and then I'll give you that 3.5 microphone test. So here we are taking a look at Swarm 2. And again, you're still hearing that microphone connected via USB again. So let's go and select our headset. Over here, you have your audio. You have superhuman hearing, as you can select different ones there. Well, I guess I got to select it. And then you have these other ones. Y'all know I'm not a fan of sound morphing. That's just not my thing, right? I'm all about that core sound out of the gate. Or talk more about sound. I'm not going to get too wrapped up into it here. Game to chat mix over here. You got chat boost. Let's go and try that here. We'll turn that on there. We got bold. That's what you hear now. Dynamic. Is it sounding any different with dynamic active? And then over here, if we go active, not sure what that's going to do right there. Then you have back to bold. Let's go and turn that off and just get that raw sound. You got waves 3D over here, which you can adjust all those as well. Again, I'm not into any sound morphing, whether it be 7.1 or footsteps or anything like that. I like a core sound out of the gate. High bandwidth audio, as you can see, 24-bit, 9600, and you can set this, or 96,000, you can set this in your Windows, which you can just set that and it'll pull you right to that setting if you can't find it. So kind of cool that they include that. Some people are like, how do I change it? You know, so boop, now you can just press it right there. Microphone, over here, you got mute microphone, which you can control in software, or just flip up your microphone. Sensitivity, we are right at 60%, and this syncs up with Windows settings, by the way. But anyways, you're hearing the microphone at 60%. Now you're hearing... Okay, you see it up here. This is going over here up to date. So whenever I adjust something, it cycles up there. But anyways, you're hearing the microphone at 100%. Let's go and tone it down to, say, 20%. Let's let it update. Now it's up to date. You're hearing the microphone at 20% right now. Same settings, same position, all that. Let's get it back to 60%. That's usually, oh, that's 59. Okay, let's update. Bam, at 60% right here. You have your profiles that you can set, multiple different profiles, and then mic monitoring. Now let's go on and test this mic monitoring here. I'm at 50. Okay, I'm going up to 100, and it's, again, that microphone's like above my mouth. So I almost got to keep this mic monitoring at 100%. Like if I pull it closer to my mouth, sure, it's louder, but the microphone again springs back. So like, even if I pull it to 60%, oh man, it's mild. It's a mild mic monitoring. Like, you almost got to be, I don't know, 80% is a stretch. I'm just going to tell you, you got to be at 100% for this mic monitoring to be something impactful, So, and that's not the mic monitoring itself. That's really the microphone, because no matter what, it's far away from your mouth. You know what I mean? So, a little bit of a stinker there. Coming over here, you have EQs. And if you're curious, this is kind of like a standard EQ that I liked using. I didn't pull out my treble too much on this, right? Because it's going to breathe out through the ear pads. I'll talk more about that in the sound. But you see I'm at 7, a little bit more bass. I like that body lately, right? I'm playing Doom and Destiny and stuff. Over here is my treble. And then again, you got mic EQs over here, which you can adjust if you want to like pull out more bass or something like that. You can do that. But again, I wanted to keep it at flat right there, or the signature sound. I don't even know if I got it back to flat. Let's get it to 0. Okay. Now you have full. This is what it sounded like with full. You have clarity, microphone in clarity. How about microphone in smooth? How does it sound smooth? And again, you got your customs. We're going to keep it on signature just to keep it flat and simple. Show grid. Again, it kind of show you a couple more points where you can adjust it a little bit easier. And it's really cool that it actually gives you question marks to adjust each thing right there. Coming down here, again, it's just some basic settings, macros. It really doesn't matter for this headset. It's really just, again, Swarm showing you. And then your updates are super easy. Like whenever you load the headset up over here in the core bit, it's going to tell you an update. You click it, bam, and you're good to go. And now I want to let you listen to the microphone plugged in 3.5. Now, just to be clear, we are running 3.5 into my PC, but I am also routed through my Fosse K7. I got it cranked to 7 because you can adjust your microphone volume in the Fosse K7. By the way, that device is awesome. If you want some good audio and easy adjustability, go check out the standalone video. No sponsor, anything like that. Just a shameless plug on a product I absolutely love and have been using since day one. But anyways, besides the point, I got it set to 6 in there, so hopefully we're at that 60 range as we were connected to the USB. As you see, we're disconnected to this right now, running straight 3.5. And I wanted to give you that microphone test of both scenarios via USB and then 3.5. Setting and everything else is still running the exact same. The one thing I wanted to test here is if I put on one of these windscreens, right? I recommend these for all of my headsets. You can get like a pack of 10 on Amazon for like $7. As you see, I use them all the time, right? But anyways, this one has that little pop filter on it right there. So I'm going to take one of these nice, big, and plush little pop filters, windscreens, whatever you want to call it. Sorry about any noise. Let's go and put it over the microphone and see if that improves the sound a little bit. Because I did listen to a playback, and it was just a very light microphone, right? It was a little bit more treble than bass and body. Again, not tweaking any EQs, but I want to give you 3.5, so if you're on console, you know what it sounds like on console. And then also doesn't reduce any like the fan noise or background noise or echo, or more importantly for someone like me, with my P's and T's, as I'm a louder talker, does it reduce those down a little bit for a simple, cheap little mod, which by the way, the links for these will be right down in the description. But all in all, that's the microphone test via USB and then 3.5. Sorry about the incredibly long microphone test. Hopefully it was helpful and you're able to get that true representation of this mic in multiple scenarios. Now what many of us have been waiting for, the sound of this headset. Now this headset is packing 50mm drivers. And you might hear reviewers talk about, oh, these got 40, these got 50. I think, what was it, the HyperX's, or I forget which one it was, the Sony's. They had like 32mm drivers. And what does that really mean, right? I don't want to make this a whole point about drivers, but when you got smaller drivers, a sound is just not going to be able to spread its wings. It's not going to be able to just open up as much as a bigger driver, right? It's going to be a little bit more warm. Right? That bass is going to be not as heavy, but it's just going to be present. Again, warm is the best way to put it. When you have a bigger driver, you got the treble and you got the bass that's really able to do what it's supposed to do. Like 50mm drivers are just the way to go. And talking about that on a budget headset right here with the Atlas 200s, it is such a great sound. Like it's lively, it's impactful. The bass isn't heavy. Don't think that's what I'm saying here. You're not getting heavy bass by any means, but you're not getting muddy bass either. Like when you want some bass and body, you can get it there. But again, it's not heavy and it's not incredibly constant or full. And why that is the ear pads, as I showed you, they're fully cloth, outside, inside, and on top. So some of that bass and some of that immersion does escape a little bit. Not as much as the wireless version. You all know the wireless version is the open back. I believe it was the first open back wireless headset. So it kind of escapes out a little bit more. But you get that open back type of vibe with these, again, thanks to the ear pads. So it's not, I've told you this in multiple other videos, right? Like just test it out, like talk like this for a little while, then take your hands out. That's the difference from open back and closed back, where you're kind of used to like that rumble or mud. Like if you're playing a FPS, Call of Duty or something with grenades and score streaks coming over you, it almost overtakes your sound, right? When you have open back or a headset with cloth ear pads like that, some of that excessive sound will escape and you can still pick up your footsteps or reloads around the corner. That's what's so beneficial about it. You know what I mean? It just opens up that sound and lets the sound breathe. You know, it lets some of those excessive immersive sounds escape out. And that's what you got right here with the Atlas 200s, right? Like, I play a lot of Destiny. That's pretty much my go-to game right now. I even played on mobile. That new mobile game is so good. Like, I'm not a mobile gamer, but I am absolutely hooked on that, you know? But I also play Splitgate and such. And again, whatever I played with this headset, it was fantastic. It was really good. It just gave me the sound I was looking for, whether that be a story game, an FPS, mobile game, playing the Switch. It did it all, and it did it all so darn good. It was just a nice balanced sound. Now, the other thing I want to really touch on is, like, if you're using it via USB dongle or 3.5, you might be thinking, oh, well, do I need that USB dongle? Get a 24-bit, 96? You know, yes, that's going to be on PC, but let me tell you what, my preferred method using this headset was 3.5. Now, of course, I'm running through my K7 on PC, and the dongle was nice when I was using it that way, but even when I went to Xbox or PlayStation or Switch or mobile, right, it was great running 3.5. It sounded so darn good. So I don't think that the PC version with the dongle is the way to go. Maybe if you don't have a amp or DAC, which I think a lot of us have something, you know, heck, just get the multi-platform or the PlayStation 1, save 10 bucks, and you're perfectly fine. Now, if you don't have any way to really tweak and adjust that stuff on PC, which you probably do, Dolby Atmos or something like that, which Dolby Atmos is amazing, fire that up and tweak it and you're good to go. I honestly think, again, not jumping to a conclusion here, but talking about sound, I just don't think the dongle is necessary unless you want to be able to, like, tweak some stuff on the fly on a PC. Or I don't know, I just can't get behind it. I think you should go with a straight 3.5 version because it sounds just as good. Fire up Dolby Atmos, put it in your amp DAC, plug it right into your controller. It's going to give you exactly what you're looking for. The sound of this headset is great for, again, a budget gaming headset. So I pretty much just gave away the conclusion of the Atlas 200s, but heck, if you stuck through this video, you can pretty much sum it up yourself. This is gonna be my best budget headset currently right now in 2025. From the sound, the comfort, the build, the versatility, right? It's 60 bucks for the PC version with that dongle. But like I said, save 10 bucks, get the multi-platform or the PlayStation 1, whichever color you like, because they're all 3.5. You can use it across any platform and you're good to go. And the sound is great, the comfort, the build. It just does what I want out of a budget headset. It's a true shocker, and I absolutely love it.